economic wisdom. That's what we're talking about right now. This recent battle we've seen, Krugman and Keene have been duking it out. That's recently on the pages of their blogs. But you may recall that it was mainstream economists who largely missed the financial crisis of 2008 in the first place. Okay, didn't see it coming. And remember, this article from Krugman himself, at right around that time, he asked, how did economists get it so wrong? He points out few economists saw our current crisis coming. More important was the profession's blindness to the very possibility of catastrophic failures in a market economy. Yet catastrophic they were nonetheless. People did predict them, okay, just maybe not those that are writing articles like that, okay? And according to Keene and many others, not much has changed with traditional economics, with neoclassical economics, and with its failures that are still considered status quo. So I followed up with economist and professor Steve Keene, who I should point out, and he said it earlier, did see and predict the financial crisis coming well ahead of time. And you said neoclassical economists don't want to listen. So what does that say about the people whose opinions are still considered the holy grail, even though they missed the financial crisis, continue to miss things, and yet this is, considered conventional wisdom?
Yeah, and we are really listening to people we should not be listening to anymore, because the one thing their theory predicted was you couldn't have an enormous long-running downturn precisely like the one we're in now. And he also says, and this is the part that I find quite most outrageous, that the level of debt and the rate of change of private debt doesn't matter. If you do a graph, and you've seen me do this before, of the ratio of private debt to income in America to GDP, you get one enormous peak in the Great Depression, then a decline through the Great Depression, another rise from low levels of debt up to high levels of debt right now, and then another fall. So the two depressions we've had in the last century have both been coincident with rising levels of debt to GDP. Now, he's saying, oh, that's irrelevant. Doesn't matter, because on my logical, deductive reasoning front, the level of debt doesn't matter, therefore they can't possibly cause a depression. Two of the last two depressions have had debt bubbles. They're just denying it's as if you've got a model of, circular motion of the planets. We've just had a collision with a huge meteor that they claim can't happen, and they're denying that it matters. They really are anti-empirical, and it's time we push them off the stage.